This is my cat Bob. And if I go in the living room to go pick him up and hug him, he'll run away from me, but then he'll come into my bedroom and like stare at me like this. He's so funny. Or if I go in the bathroom to do my business, he will. Oh, he's getting mad because I'm talking about him. I'll see you later, Bob. I wasn't talking bad about you, Bob. For the location of where we are right now, it's Van Wezel Way and 10th Street, technically speaking. All right, so today I'm having one of those days I think where I'm having too many thoughts at one time. So I actually have a little list. You can sort of see it says headache medicine. That's a to-do list, and then it says positive, negative, and it says haven't been here for a while. I had a feeling I was having one of those days where I have too many topics that I want to talk about, and it's like when I get excited about vlogging, I start going off on different tangents and back and forth, and sometimes it gets confusing, and I wonder if like you as a viewer it's hard to follow. All right, so topic number one was positive, negative. I think I've mentioned like having a positive attitude or focus on the positive, and I don't know if I've ever actually. We're near an art building, and there's like all this art stuff. So if I'm like looking at stuff, it's probably because there's like art all over the place. There's like a bird there, and there's these people. It's a nice peaceful area. I don't think I've ever vlogged here though. I'm always searching for new places to sort of show you, and so I don't get bored of like the same areas like where I'm vlogging. Okay, the morning sun is always kind of a pain. See that little thing? That's better. So look at this guy. Yes, I believe I've talked a lot about, taking in the positive, and I guess I consider that like not an oxymoron, but no-brainer. Like, of course, everybody knows what I mean by positive and negative, but I thought I might clarify that just a little bit. So as we move on to different subjects and stuff, those of you that follow on a regular basis can have a better idea. When I went to therapy about 15 years ago, my therapist always used to talk about, accentuate the positive and try to, look at the positives. So it's, in a way, it's like saying the glass is half full. That's what people like to say. Do you see life the glass half full or the glass half empty? And I guess when you're thinking about positive things, or you're about trying to be a positive lifestyle, you're being the person that's the glass half full, because you think, when you look at something, you think of the positive things. Other people sometimes will look at well, this guy's really distracting me. I told you it's going to be one of these days. I warned you. Look at this dude. He's so lifelike, and I think he's probably been repainted a couple times, but I think this has been out here for quite a long time. But like the detail is so good that like he has a glasses case there. He's got the guy who made this, his name is Jack Dowd. This is Jack Dowd. It has an address. It looks like a letter that's going to Jack Dowd. He's got his cap on. He's got a watch on here. At one point, I thought this watch, there's like a little hole there. I thought his watch actually had a face. I wonder if somebody like stole that or something. But the detail is so good on this thing, like the shoes and everything. And just like everything about this is so realistic. If you went by here, I'm sure you'd do a double take. The alligator, for some reason, is he almost bit me. Is like a bronze metal, and there's a chain that goes to the thing so nobody can steal him. For some reason, and it's got actually, look at this, it's got a spiked collar. It almost looks like it's part of it, but it's actually a collar. Yeah, so back to positive, negative. Yeah, so I'd say the early 2015, when I used to go on YouTube a lot, and I found these guys by accident. One guy's named Adam the Woo, and he does some vlogging like this. He has two channels, where one of them is like he features attractions and stuff, and or abandoned houses and stuff. And then his other channel is like a daily channel where he does a video. And the other guy, his friend, is named Justin Scard, and he presents himself as a very positive, upbeat person, and tries to, in his, I think in his lifestyle, he tries to focus on positive. Then his friend Justin Scard has a channel called Justin Scard, and he would mention this thing about the quest for positivity. And it's funny because I've never really met anybody in person that would talk about life and philosophy in terms of positive, negative, like focusing on positive, to, you know, make your life better, just not mainly to not dwell on the negative. I mean, we've all got negative stuff, we've all got life stuff. Still getting over this cold thing, whatever kind of respiratory thing I got. We've all got that negative stuff, and when you dwell on it too much, it seems like it just sort of poisons you. So essentially, I think I did a vlog last week where I was talking about, you know, being positive and this and that, and I just thought it would be important to clarify the positive negative thing, you know, and being positive not necessarily has to mean that, okay, well, I got a check in the mail and that's good, or I went to this great restaurant. It can be everyday things, really. And if you look at, you know, my car broke down, how do you find the positive in that? I don't know, but if you get your car fixed and you look back at it, you think, oh, well, you know, that stuff happens. It's just life. That's just life getting in the way, really. This area, like I would say the Van Wezel Performing Arts Center area, and there's an auditorium here. This area used to be one of my regular jogging spots, because I had like a circuit where I would go from here to, I'd say, sort of like out to the bayfront where there's water, and I'd make a circuit like through the middle of the city, downtown Sarasota, and then come back. And in a way, there was like a lot of eye candy. You can see there's this looks pretty new because it's all nice and shiny. There's always like, it always seems like there's something. This is the art center, by the way. There's always kind of some different things being put up here, like featured arty stuff. But this place is interesting because, for me anyway, there's like no traffic. Like I can walk down the middle of the street, and on the weekends, unless there's something going on at the Performing Arts Center, like the Van Wezel, it's just really you and me and a dog named Boo in this empty street. It's kind of an interesting little area. And in a way, it's almost just like a street that goes from parking lot to parking lot to parking lot. There's no houses or anything near here. It's just kind of a big city area. So right now I'm editing this vlog, and I wanted to take a minute to say the original vlog uncut was something like 30 minutes, and I'm reasonably sure that nobody wanted to hear me ramble on about stuff for 30 minutes. So it's being severely edited down from where it was, because like I said, I was going off on tangents and stuff. So hopefully it makes some cohesive sense. After I edit it, it will form up. Anyway, I shot a lot of video that day. Sorry about that, but it was just a talky day. So back to the vlog. The Sensory Shack, which I will in the next 5 years do a comprehensive history. I can tell you that this was part of a Spanish fort replica where there was a wall that went to it, and I think it was modeled after the St. Augustine Castle. If you search the internet for St. Augustine and the Spanish, there was a Spanish fort there, and if you look at the pictures, you can actually see on the corners there's actually these round, cylindrical, round-topped, like guard sentry things on the corners of the thing, and I think that's what inspired this shape back here, was that St. Augustine, because that's the closest thing I've been able to find, because it's very tough to Google something like that when you don't have a reference. So anyway, Google St. Augustine Spanish fort, which is about 400 years old, which I'm planning a trip sometime, I hope in 2016, to go see that. Which way am I going? See, there's no traffic. Just the other day I was saying to myself, I wonder what a manhole cover looks like underground. Like, what is the cover attached to? Well, here you go, folks. a first-hand exclusive view of a manhole cover before it's actually put in the ground, because this is a construction area and they're redoing some of the roads. It's a big building being built. That's a manhole cover, and that's the manhole cover receptacle, I guess. A lot of police in there. Quite a few police cropped up in this area, but I just don't know why. 2 vehicles and 5 police officers. Some kind of stop here. Maybe as a result of the things that are going on in the world right now, with police basically being endangered, with people shooting police and police shootings, because it's July 2016. It's a good thing that many police officers, maybe they're changing their policies with when they have an incident. They send a few, I'm just spitballing, they send a few cops, and maybe that is the reason why there is multiple police here, just as a safety factor, I guess. Every once in a while I'll watch one of my old vlogs, I say from like 2015. Probably one of the first 10 I did was right here on Pineapple in Selby Lane, where I was basically wanted to like feature all the cool, not that, but all the cool stuff like this. It's kind of neat to go back and retrace your steps where you were a year ago. And also, there's a bunch of murals that are all sort of packed. There's also this camera, hands holding a camera thing. That vlog was all about the murals. And also, well, funny thing is, things have changed, because this used to be about a year ago, used to be a tattoo shop, tattoo parlor, whatever you want to call it. Whole thing now is a design studio. Oh, it has a little sign that says Fruition Tattoo Company, and it has an arrow going this way. Maybe that's what was here before. They had a tattoo company. You can see there was you can see that right here you can see a little bit of the remnants of the artwork that was here. It was sort of like a graffiti style. You can see it behind the white paint. There's a little tiny bit left of what used to be here last year, is the graffiti style here. And I wonder if this is where the tattoo is upstairs, maybe in that little upstairs portion. It's very, oh, I forgot to mention, there's a flamingo bike. I've done quite a few vlogs about flamingo bikes. There's a red bike right there. This guy that lives in Sarasota puts these bikes out. He says to make people think about love and peace and a lot of things like that. He's got quite a few of them. They're sort of like public art, but they're not official public art. It's sort of like underground public art. There's also a big mural that's right in the sun right here. You can see there's like a Mickey Mouse looking like skeleton thing there. Maybe you can't see it, with a bird. It's kind of cool to revisit that after not being here for quite a while, many months. Very cool. Sort of retrace your steps where you were, what you were doing last year. And that's what's so fun about vlogs, is doing that, is you can see what you were doing and where you were at that specific time and date.